In 2021, my side hustles made $257,000. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down what these side hustles were, what I did in order to leverage this type of income, and of course, how you can get started if you're interested in exploring these side hustles yourself. So let's get started. The days of needing a high-end corporate job or a high-end degree in order to make a lot of money, those days are long gone. The reality is, with the internet and with side hustles and side gigs, you can increase, even double, triple, or quadruple your income relatively easily. Well, I guess I shouldn't say easy, but it definitely is possible to do. And the best thing is that with side hustles and what the internet has brought us is that it's very possible to do this without needing to go to your boss to ask for a raise, without having to go to college, without having to go find a higher paying job. There are a ton of different ways that you can make a lot of money through side hustles and side hustles alone. And that's exactly what I want to talk about today. But before we dive in, if you guys could do me a huge favor and if you could hit the like button and hit the notification bell for the YouTube algorithm, I would greatly appreciate it. This helps my channel grow because it helps that YouTube know that you guys are enjoying my content. Now, whenever it comes to side hustles, there are literally hundreds of different ones to choose from, and the revenue potential for these side hustles will depend on a few different things. Number one, the type of side hustle you choose. Number two, the passivity of the side hustle. And number three, the scalability of the side hustle. The type of side hustle is, of course, what type of side hustle. So are you going to do Airbnb? Are you going to do Uber? Are you going to do Lyft? What are you going to do to make extra money? Passivity means how passive is this business model? Meaning, are you trading your time for money? In general, the more passive the side hustle, the better. And scalability means how quickly can this business grow? Can you potentially 10x revenue without 10xing your workload? Basically, the more scalable your side hustle is, the better it will be, because that means the more opportunity you'll have with growing that business. Now, these side hustles that I'm going to be talking about today are ones that I've personally found success with. And I'm going to be talking about what these are, how much money I make through these, how much time I dedicate to them, and of course, how you could get started yourself. Now, the first side hustle I want to talk about is car sharing, and I'm sure it's no surprise to any regular viewers on this channel that this one is on this list. Now, for those of you who aren't super familiar with car sharing is the act of renting out your car or a vehicle to your peers in exchange for money. And you can do this on platforms like Turo, GetAround, HireCar, Outdoorsy, RVshare, as well as a slew of others. This year, car sharing made up about 40% of our total income, bringing in just about $100,000. As we sit here today, the car sharing fleet is made up of 14 vehicles. If you're interested in learning more about which vehicles these are, as well as how I bought them, how much I paid for them, I encourage you to check out my vlog channel. This is titled Aubrey and HP, and I will have a link down to that in the description below. Now, up until June of 2021, I was doing about 80 to maybe 90% of all of the work with the Turo fleet. I was checking in the cars, I was taking photos, I was doing basic maintenance like oil changes, I was talking to the guests, I was doing the admin work, and then HP would do more of the more intricate maintenance and intricate repairs whenever he was home from work, so mainly nights and weekends. At the time, he was working a full-time job at a dealership while I was working from home, so it was easier for me to work on the fleet than he was because he worked nearly an hour away. So that's why there was such a discrepancy in the workload that we put into the Turo fleet. But fortunately, HP quit his job at his dealership in June, and now he works for our business full time. And as a result, he now handles about 90% of all of the work associated with the Turo fleet. All I really do at this point is admin work, so things like our finances or P&L, trying to generate processes and automations to make the business easier. And then I also handle all guest communication as well as customer support. But HP handles everything else, meaning he's the one who checks in the cars, takes the photos, does the maintenance, does the repair, and handles the logistics of the business as well. But after all things are said and done, I would say that HP probably spends about 25 hours per week working on the Turo fleet, while I only spend a couple of hours per week. I would say on a good week, I maybe spend 1 to 2 hours, while on a bad week, meaning if we have a lot of things go wrong, I may spend closer to 5 or 6 hours. But it's very rarely more than 5 hours that I'm having to dedicate to the Turo fleet on a weekly basis, which means cumulatively, we're able to do it all in just under 30 hours. Though I am still deeply involved in the Turo business, I don't handle the day-to-day operations any longer, which is why I only work a couple of hours per week on it. If you're interested in starting a car sharing fleet, but you're not exactly sure where to start, I would encourage you to start with your own personal car. That's exactly how I got started. I owned a Jeep Wrangler and I decided to list that out on Turo in order to test the waters, and then really I never turned back. As long as you have a car that is a 2010 or newer with 130,000 miles or less, then your car qualifies for Turo. So it would be a really good idea to list it out on Turo, maybe dedicate 2 weeks to a month having it it rented out and see how it performs. If it does really well, then maybe look at buying another car that you can list full time, or alternatively, look at renting your car and then getting yourself a replacement car. That is exactly what I did 4 years ago. Then once you know if you like Turo and if it's a profitable side hustle for you, then you can of course expand into a multi-car fleet like we've done. The next income stream is content creation, so things like TikTok, YouTube, courses, Patreon, things like that. And this income stream made up about 50% of the total income, and it brought in $130,000. Now this category is a little bit misleading because I would argue that content creation is made up of multiple different side hustles. I would consider YouTube to be one side hustle, I'd consider courses to be another, Patreon to be another, TikTok to be another. So these are kind of like 4 or 5 side hustles merged into one giant side hustle that I'll just consider to be content creation for the sake of this video. Now, content creation is absolutely where I spend most of my time, and though I don't keep track of my time, I can easily guess that I probably spend over 40 hours per week working on this side hustle. And this time is spent doing things like planning content, researching ideas, doing research for a video, scripting content, editing content, publishing content. It truly is incredibly time consuming. Now, whenever it comes to how you can start your own content creation side hustle, honestly, I truly think it comes down to finding something that you're passionate about, something that you enjoy, and then committing to being consistent with that effort of posting content, whether it be on YouTube, on TikTok, or on Instagram. I found a lot of success, or at least a lot of success for me. I know that there's a lot of other YouTubers that are way more successful, but I've been really pleased with my success here on YouTube and with other content because of the fact that I've been super consistent. I am far from the best YouTuber out there, but I think that the views that I do get and the followers that I have really comes with the fact that I'm trying to improve with each and every video I publish, and I'm very consistent with my upload schedule. If you look at the first video I ever published,
kind of my expertise, I would say, along with franchising is Turo.
Versus the video that I published today, you'll see a very significant quality increase. And though this quality increase has taken 2 years to achieve, it's a very dramatic increase in quality. And because of that, I think my channel has gotten better. And I think that my dedication to trying to be consistent and trying to improve and grow has helped my channel grow. And the thing is that you can do the exact same thing. As long as you just are consistent, you commit to trying to improve your channel, your videos, your content, you'll be setting yourself up for success. And believe it or not, my last income stream and the smallest of my main sources of income is actually my 9-to-5 job, my salary that I get paid by working at a consulting firm. I guess it's a little misleading to say 9 to 5. I would say more accurately 12 to 2. But I work at a consulting firm as a salaried employee part-time. I work 10 hours per week, and this income stream makes about 10% of my total revenue. And I know technically a salaried position isn't really a side hustle, but I wanted to put it into this list because it's my side hustle. I think that there's a common misconception that in order to be successful or in order to make a lot of money with whatever business ventures you have going on, you have to quit your job in order to pursue your revenue streams full time. But to be honest, I think that that couldn't be further from the truth. But the reality is, having a stable source of income, as unglamorous as that may be, it can be something that can really help you grow in your side hustle or your business or your income streams, because it allows for you the stability and the financial safety net to go off and pursue these other ventures. For example, other YouTubers do this as well. There's a YouTuber that I like quite a lot named Chandler David Smith that has a successful YouTuber. He has an insane real estate portfolio, and he works as a sales representative for a sales company. There are a lot of benefits to having that consistent, that stable source of income that then can allow for you to grow your income and your wealth in other ways. Not only that, but having a stable source of income can allow for you to have access to other benefits like retirement account, insurance, and things like that. Additionally, having a stable, consistent source of income has allowed for HP and I to basically budget all of our spending off of my salary and my salary alone, which means that we basically reinvest close to 100% of all of the money that we make through our revenue streams. This has allowed for us to do things like buy cars, buy new equipment for the YouTube channel, and also veer into other types of ventures like real estate. I think that there's a lot of value in having a steady source of income, especially whenever you're just starting out. And I know that in my case, though I probably don't need this income stream, it's allowed for me to feel more comfortable growing my business and taking risks that ultimately ended up paying off. I know that for me, having some sort of stable 9-to-5 side hustle has allowed for me to take the risks that I needed to take in order to grow my business to the next level. Plus, it's something I enjoy doing. I like working with the people that I work with, so why wouldn't I do it if it's something I truly like doing? Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to get a part-time job at a consulting firm because, to be honest, I don't even think I know how I got a job at a consulting firm. It kind of just fell into my lap, and it's a super weird story for another day. But what I will say is that if you're somebody that already has a job, then I would encourage you on keeping doing that while you're growing your other revenue streams. And I would also encourage you to be pretty upfront and transparent with your company or with your boss for what you're doing. Tell them that you're wanting to grow additional revenue sources. Tell them that you're wanting to start a side gig. And if your company doesn't like that, and if they're not supportive, then maybe that's a sign that you should try to find another more supportive job. All I know is that over the last couple of years, I've been able to grow my income quite a lot. And I do think that my regular 9-to-5 job has played a pretty integral role in that. So if you're somebody that has a 9-to-5 job and you're wanting to start a side hustle, then I would try to encourage you to do both. Now, of course, I have some additional small revenue streams here and there, like affiliate links and Amazon affiliates and doing things like that. But honestly, they're pretty unsubstantial and it's not really worth talking about for the sake of this video, especially because I've covered them in the past in previous videos. But when all things are said and done, these are kind of the main sources of income or the main categories where I make my money and where my $257,000 income came from last year. Car sharing, content creation, and my 9-to-5 job, or my 12-to-2 job. Like always, if you guys have any questions, comments, if you have anything to add, I would love to hear it, so make sure to leave a comment down below. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.